After the whistle starts in Wingate where this happened, Bald Eagles' Carson Nagel flips it to Cale Burns, who then lofts one into the end zone, and Cameron Watkins goes up and gets it. Let's take another look not only at the trickery but the wizardry on the catch. Wowzers, the body moving away from the ball yet still able to make the catch over the defender. But would that be enough for Bald Eagle to advance? I'm Justin Chevalella. We'll have more on that game and others from tonight's playoff contest.
And I'm Brendan Conroy. Michigan football head coach Jim Harbaugh was suspended today and will not be allowed to coach on the sideline for the rest of the season. We'll take a look at what this means for Penn State in its game tomorrow against the Wolverines. Plus, we'll rewind to last weekend when the Nittany Lions kept the Terrapins in their shells, defeating Maryland 51-15. All that and more coming up on After the Whistle.
Our game of the week takes us to Mansion Park, where it was number 1 versus number 2. 9-2 Penn Cambria taking on undefeated Central. Penn Cambria defeated Tyrone last week to get to this stage, while Central had last week off. See the two teams come out to the field, and we're going to pick things up late in the first quarter. Eli Muther fakes the handoff, instead shakes down a defender, and then dives through 2 Panthers to put 6 on the board. 14-7, Central leads. Before the half, Gavin Harold with a quick pass over the middle, finding Carter McDermott, who breaks free from the Dragon and becomes the Dragon, breathing fire 63 yards into the end zone. 21-14 Central leads. Now, midway through the final quarter of play, Thomas Plunkett takes the handoff. He speeds to the edge, beats one defender to walk in for the game-tying touchdown. 28-28, all tied up. It all comes down to this now. Final 38 seconds left in regulation. Muther snaps the ball, looks to his left, and then lofts one to Jacob Benton, and he's got it for the go-ahead touchdown. His teammates come and join him in the end zone. This is what dreams are made of. Central wins it 35-28. The Central Dragons are your District 6 3A champions in 2023. They're 4th in a row. Penn Cambria's season ends in heartbreaking fashion as they finish 9-3. Our Game of the Week reporter John Drager was there. John, what did you see from these two teams tonight?
Well, when you see certain games on the schedule like Texas and Oklahoma, you expect high-scoring offense. That's exactly the same case when Penn Cambria and Central get together. And in the 3A championship, which they've been to multiple times, it was the big play battle that really helped out. Let's take a look.
Penn Cambria and Central are no strangers to the District 6 3A title game. In the 3rd straight edition of this rivalry, sometimes an ace up the sleeve may be a spark plug.
We're out there, we try 100% every time. From start to finish, we go as hard as we can.
From long touchdown passes to 4th down conversions and a defensive stand, it piled on for both teams. Momentum swung, and with each drive, more big plays were made. The biggest, Jacob Benton's game-winning touchdown catch, his 2nd of the game.
Yeah, it's what you dream of. Playing in the backyard with your brothers, it's what you dream of.
In a playoff game, you like to put everything on the line. For Central, it was airing the ball out and letting your receivers come down with it.
Well, that's the big part of our game is throwing the ball down the field to our wide receivers.
It's chemistry. From all year, we've played well. Me and Jacob, all the other guys too.
Now for Central, it makes it 4 straight championships, making them the kings of 3A in District 6.
And a little note from that game, Muthler connected on 4 passes for over 30 yards, a good portion of them going to Jacob Benton. Reporting in studio, I'm John Drager. Now over to you, Brendan.
Thanks, John. Back in September, State College beat Altoona 49-7. These teams met again tonight for a showdown of the Lions. We'll take you out to Tiger Stadium in Hollidaysburg for this playoff game, as Braun Mosley is going to fumble it early in that first quarter, but it's recovered by State High's Thomas Keller for possession. Now quarterback Eddie Corkery is going to throw a 26-yard pass for a touchdown to Ty Salazar. Halfway through that second quarter, State High then takes a 7-0 lead. Now in the third quarter, Braun Mosley once again will barge his way through for a 2-yard touchdown for Altoona, making it 7-6. Now 9:45 in the fourth quarter. Owen Yurka makes that 8-run touchdown run that you see on your screen. State High up 13-6. State High finishes it out 16-6, defeating Altoona. With this win, they are your District 6 6A champions and will play McDowell from District 10 next week. Now let's take a look at some scores from the playoffs in District 6. Cambria Heights snuck past Northern Cambria with a 21-12 win on the road. Purchase Line strongly took down Penn's Major as they played host to them tonight.
Richland was rich on their homeland tonight, thumping Mount Union 35-12. The District 6 5A champions, the Hollidaysburg Golden Tigers, take on Cathedral Prep tomorrow at Mansion Park, starting at 5 p.m. The Du Bois Beavers travel to Juniata for a rematch of last year's second-round playoff game that saw tonight's hosts, the Indians, take a 17-7 victory. There is the Indians coaching staff with the team before the game, and well, they'd get things started quickly. On the first drive, Wyatt Ehrenzeller drops back and finds Ethan Espatia for the early touchdown. Two-point conversion was good, making it 8-0, but then it was Ehrenzeller again finding Jasper Sheps on the screen, and he would do the rest with the help of some blocks, taking it to the house. 15-0, the Indians lead. Final minute of the first quarter. It's going to be Du Bois getting on the board. Trey Wingard hands it off to Carter Wilson. Du Bois of Du Bois, they found it 15-7. The Indians still lead. Second quarter, Juniata would respond with a similar play. Aaron Zeller this time on the run. The Indians punch it in and take the 22-7 lead. Juniata goes on to win the rematch 36-22. Juniata is the District 6 4A champion and will move on to face another week of playoffs. Du Bois' season comes to an end with a final record of 4-7.
The Forest Rangers went to hunt the Bald Eagle area Eagles tonight. Let's take a look. The Rangers look to take down the Eagles on the way to the District 6 2A championship game. As late in the first quarter, Carson Nagel's going to find Gavin Burns there, who will break 2 tackles and find his way to the end zone. Bald Eagle takes a 7-0 lead. First drive of the second quarter as Cahill Burns is out here breaking ankles as he cuts back against not one but 2 defenders to get the score. Eagles extend their lead 14-0. Forest Hills with the ball now as Nate Cornell will heave that one down the field, as you'll see Chase Williamson will make that grab that is for 49 yards as the Rangers will get on the board after that with a quarterback sneak. Now following an interception, Xander Richardson right there is going to walk into the end zone for the score. Forest Hills cuts their deficit 14-13. Now this play might look familiar. It's our play of the week where Nagel hands it off to Burns, who's then going to fire that for that 14-yard pass to Cameron Watkins. The Eagles with a little breathing room as they end the half up 21-13. Bald Eagle will advance to the championship game after a second half shutout, winning the game 49-13. The Eagles will play the Richland Rams next week for the District 6 2A championship. And Forest Hill's season ends with a final record of 8-4. A look at Penn State's win against Maryland is up next.
But first, let's turn to some scores from around the PIAA playoff action. We'll see you after the break. Hello and welcome back to After the Whistle, brought to you by Com Radio, Center County Report, and Penn State's Chapter of Awesome.
It's time to rewind to Saturday when Penn State rolled over Maryland in College Park. Reporter Adam Sheets has more.
Scrimmage, you see the difference.
The 11th-ranked Nittany Lions hit the road as they took on Maryland.
Aller just moved the tight end.
Penn State started fast as quarterback Drew Aller found receiver Dante Cephas to get things started.
He dropped it in.
The Lions then got creative, playing both quarterbacks Aller and Bo Perbula. A trick play resulted in Aller finding Theo Johnson to expand the Penn State lead. After a Maryland score, Aller continued his strong performance as he found Tyler Warren for a touchdown to get the Lions the lead back to 2 scores. Aller then found Cephas again for another touchdown, the quarterback's 4th touchdown of the day. Penn State put things out of reach as Katron Allen bullied his way into the end zone, and the defense dominated as well, holding Maryland to minus 49 rushing yards. Penn State won the game 51-15 over the Terrapins as they now turn their attention to Michigan.
Thanks, Adam. Next up for the Nittany Lions is their biggest challenge yet, the Michigan Wolverines. Their head coach Jim Harbaugh was suspended today by the Big Ten Conference amid the sign-stealing investigation. Reporter Alex Rocco has more on that scandal.
As the 3rd-ranked Michigan Wolverines roll into State College for Saturday's showdown against Penn State, the scandal surrounding the team shows no sign of slowing down. Michigan is accused in a sign-stealing scheme that involved impermissible in-person scouting of opponents going back to as long as 3 seasons ago. Both the NCAA and the Big Ten Conference have been looking into the allegations for nearly 3 weeks while the team focuses on its unbeaten campaign. Head coach Jim Harbaugh has denied any knowledge of an improper scouting scheme in his program. As for Penn State, it's focused on the football field.
I know these questions are going to come this week. I'm going to focus on the things that we can control. We always have to have a plan, and I think I've already kind of covered this and talked about this in terms of what we do.
Former Michigan staffer Connor Stalions, who resigned last week, is accused of buying tickets to games involving Michigan's future opponents while recording video of team signals. Photos on the internet also suggest Stalions was on the Central Michigan sideline during a September game while wearing CMU gear and sunglasses. Penn State beat reporter Mark Wogenrich noted the distraction could help Michigan tomorrow.
But the fact that they're going into a road environment that's going to be, it's going to be, on a scale of sarcastic to hostile, it's going to flow. The fan base is going to flow in between that. That might be good for them.
The Nittany Lions are the 1st-ranked team Michigan faces this season.
Thanks, Alex. Let's see how Penn State is preparing for tomorrow's big game. Reporter Jacob Schnurr has more.
The pressure is on Penn State and head coach James Franklin this week. On Saturday, Penn State will play a top 5 team for the 2nd time this season. Franklin is a woeful 3-16 against top 10 teams during his time at Penn State. The last time they faced a team of this caliber, things ended poorly in a 20-12 loss to Ohio State. But wide receiver Keandre Lambert-Smith thinks the team is ready for another challenge.
It's going to be a great challenge for our offense, defense, special teams, and I think we're prepared for it.
James Franklin echoed the same sentiments.
Obviously, one of the most highly ranked and regarded teams in the country, so that'll be a challenge. I know our guys are looking forward to it.
When the Wolverines traveled to Happy Valley in 2021, they came away with a 21-17 victory. Now, 2 years later, this matchup looks to be another low-scoring defensive affair. The Wolverines and the Nittany Lions ranked 1 and 2 respectively in total defense.
2 really good defenses that also set their offenses up for success. And I think both defenses are playing really good.
With a loss to Michigan, Penn State will be officially eliminated from Big Ten title contention, while a win would be Franklin's 1st victory over the Wolverines since 2020.
Thanks, Jacob. You can catch all the action tomorrow on Com Radio with Alex Rocco and Max Ralph on the headsets.
With a big game on the horizon, Fox Big Noon Kickoff has arrived in Happy Valley. We take you over to Beaver Stadium to see their setup. This afternoon, the Fox crew had open run-throughs ahead of tomorrow's show. Fans got a sneak peek at the stage and saw host Rob Stone and analyst Brady Quinn in action. This is only the 2nd time they've come to Penn State. Reporters John Drager and Matt Scalzo talked with Quinn about the significance of choosing Happy Valley to host the show.
It's one of my favorite places to go to be able to be a part of a college football game. Got to play Penn State when I was in college, didn't get the chance to come to Happy Valley, but it really is one of the best stops on our entire season.
Well, Brendan, Big Noon Kickoff, then the game itself, and then you add on the District 6 playoffs, there's been a lot happening around this area.
Definitely a lot that went on already, and a big weekend to come as well, like you said, tomorrow, Justin. Super excited for big noon kickoff. Hope we both get to enjoy a great game. Other than that, that is all for Week 12. Join us Friday as we continue to cover the PIAA playoffs. I'm Brendan Conroy.
And I'm Justin Chevela. Thank you for catching up with us on high school football action right here on After the Whistle.